It's 1 minute till showtime.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. And now, on with the show.
Greetings, everybody. My name's Jim. This is More Sunshine Please Tuesday evening live stream. We're just hanging out. I'm Jim. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I did. Coming up on the show, I got something to eat. I'm going to drink some coffee. We're going to play a game. I've got a top 15 list later in the show. But before we do any of that, I like to celebrate the first 3 people that make their way into this chat. And I like to give them phony medals. So, still no audio with that. But I have audio here. And here we go. Where did YouTube leave off? Just recently, what? Mark Langenkamp, 754. Paul was second, our silver medalist, 2 minutes later. Mr. Fulton Mraz, wait a minute. Hold on. That was 24 hours ago. I'm all screwed up. Because that's at 8:28, which hasn't happened yet. All right. So, at 7:54 yesterday, Mark Langenkamp won our gold medal. Coming in at 7:56 yesterday, I was thinking my show started at 8 o'clock. That's why I'm all screwed up. Don't mind me. Ignore me. Enjoy everything else about the show, except me. Mr. Fulton Mraz, our bronze medalist at 8:28 p.m. yesterday. Next Saturday is your big 25th birthday. I think your 50th is your golden birthday, but I understand what you're saying. And happy birthday. Happy golden birthday. You get it all. Congratulations to our medal winners. FJJI93, Oh Canada, Jim, from North to Neverland. Welcome in. It's Joey's World. Hello to you. Jamie's here. Welcome in, Jamie. Good morning, he says. That was at 3 o'clock in the morning. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Jamie B. Wait a minute. Do I have more than one Jamie? I suppose I do. Samantha Lowe. Good morning, everyone, she says. That was 12 hours ago. Hang on now. If this is in reference to my thumbnail, which, as you know, longtime viewers of my show might remember me saying sometimes I come up with the thumbnail for my show super quick because I need something, and I like to make it different every time, of course. So I found that it was Nunavut Day in Canada. And I'm getting, I made a pun. I made a dad joke in my thumbnail saying, because I'm American, I'll have none of it. Nunavut. I think it still works. Nunavut. I think the dad joke still works. but I'm getting a lesson in how to say it, which I appreciate. Thank you very much for that. Get a double-double to celebrate. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Season's greetings, Donna Jaworski. Welcome in. Of course, that was at 10 o'clock this morning, so I don't know if you can hear me. Laura, hello to you. Welcome in. Timothy Rainwaters, hello. Marin Memphis, always a pleasure. Thank you for being here. I wonder, Mar, if you experienced any inclement weather from Burl. More on that in a second. Oh, she's got a gym timer. I'm honored. Michelle the Quilter, hello. Pepper Tree Villa, hello to you. Oh, I get it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for the update. All right, here we go. Meredith Varley, hello. Wow. From North of Neverland has the representation here today. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, 4 official languages, but a lot of local dialects. French and English apply to everyone. Thank you. Oh, Charlie's on the treadmill. Watch your step. Nerds! Hello, Charlie. Let's see. Gregory is also here. Nerds! Oh, wrong button. There it is. Oh, I'll bet I hurt triple digits, right? I'm so sorry. It'll be over in just a few months. Anyway, Dean, welcome in. Hello to you. Movie Mania Nick. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. All right. I saw that Mar is here, and I saw that Burl, which was at one time Hurricane Burl, was possibly making its way toward Memphis. So anyway, I've got a whole weather segment now with an intro. I'd like to debut it here right now. Okay, I'm so sorry if that was way loud when that came on. It's brand new, and StreamYard doesn't have the greatest audio interface. Anyway, let's get into the weather, though I did just see a comment before we get into the storm. 107. I have never experienced 107-degree temperatures except when I first get into my car after it's been parked in the sun. That's quite hot. But I've never been anywhere where on the outdoor thermometer it's at 107. That is insane. Oh, here we go. Memphis did have a few rain bands, but nothing so serious to cause flooding or power outages. I did see the track stayed to the now I can't remember. Did it go south? Well, I've got maps. What am I doing? I don't know if my map shows Memphis, but let's see. Here we go. Here is this is as of 6:30, so about 40 minutes ago. What was Hurricane Burl, and it was a Category 1 hurricane when it made landfall in Texas. And I watched some video earlier on YouTube of the flooding and the damage, and it could have been a lot worse. It's still not fun when your power goes out. Over 2 million people in Texas without their power. As you can see here, it is now a tropical depression. That's what the TD stands for. And what I find amusing, although this is still dangerous. It's nowhere near hurricane strength. Well, a little bit near, but it's tropical depression is what's before a tropical storm, and then you get a hurricane. So we're a couple levels down now. Now that the storm is no longer over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, it's not getting fueled like it was then. But what there is still to watch out for are tornadoes, flooding, thunderstorms. You know, the lightning is still a problem anywhere that the storm goes. Now, it's the winds, minus a tornado, the winds of this storm itself will not be, hurricane force winds. Noah, hello. I see you in the chat. Sherry, hello. Welcome in, Sherry. Oh, wow. The Nerd Herders, 1 month away. That's very exciting. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, I get distracted when I look at the chat. That's why I don't look at it. Anyway, I do have a couple more maps. Here's another one showing... anyway, before I show the second map, what I wanted to say, I'm so sorry. I'm all over the place. I apologize. What I find amusing is here in Florida, we didn't really get anything from this storm, from Burl. Yet, my family in Detroit might, and probably will. That is so bizarre. But again, not a hurricane anymore. They'll get a lot of rain. I think that's my next map, isn't it? Oh, the flood. Oh, yeah. Flood watch. So, central Michigan or what's in the lower peninsula there. Flood watch. Chicago. The entire southwest portion of Illinois there. Under a flood watch. And then you got some over there in New England. Lots of rain coming their way. What's this? Oh, yeah, here it is, the rainfall forecast. So, and you can see Michigan's got that band of possible 3 to 5 inches of rain. It seems like they get that in every storm, but maybe I'm wrong. But so that's Burl, now a tropical depression, and I wanted to talk about it because I made a intro for a new weather segment I have on my show. Very exciting for me. Thank you for watching it. If you're just joining us, like Chris, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Amy, AJC Magic TV, hello to you. I hope you're well. If I've missed you, I apologize, but welcome in. We're just talking weather. 107 degrees in California. Hurricanes heading toward Michigan. Anyway, amusing, but still, I say that knowing that there's still danger of tornadoes and lightning and all of that. It's not without danger, but it's not a hurricane. You know what I mean? I don't mean to make light of it, but I find it hilarious. I guess I am making light of it. All right. Oh, what are you going to do? I want to eat something now. One of my favorite brands of food is the Siete brand. This is a family-run business that makes tortilla chips and salsas and tortillas themselves out of good ingredients. So when I find something new from that company, I'm excited and I like to try it. So today I saw this, hadn't seen this on the shelf before. They call it maize. These are corn tortilla chips made with avocado oil. And these are the of the lime variety. I'm a big fan of the Tostitos lime tortilla chips. Those are delicious. So I'm very excited to try this. Now I'm not going to kid myself. I don't think these are going to be as good as those, but what I love about this company, Siete, is that they use good ingredients. So instead of using canola oil or vegetable oil or some sort of cheap oil, they've got the good stuff. Avocado oil. This is better for you, less inflammatory. I'm all about that. The ingredients: corn blend, organic stuff, organic corn, and lime. Avocado oil, of course, sea salt, citric acid, lime oil. May contain coconut. I don't know what that's all about, but that's it. That's all that's in here. And nixtamalized corn blend. That was the white organic white corn, organic yellow corn, and lime. I'll just show you what I'm looking at. I can't do this. I'm backwards. There it is. That's it. That's the whole ingredient list there. And everything that they... Why nixtamalized corn? I don't know. I'm not going to read it now. But what I love about this company is what I've just said. Good ingredients. So I'm going to try these, compare them to what I know of the Tostitos lime chips, which I'm a big fan of. Here we go. And I'm between meals. I'm very hungry right now. Seems like I missed a meal. Very limey. Okay, here are my thoughts. These are very similar to the Tostitos chips. I'm thinking they're going to be... I'm thinking these were going to taste nothing like those chips because of the different ingredients involved. But what they've done is they've made a wonderful facsimile of that chip. I will say maybe the lime in this chip is less sharp. It's less biting, no pun intended. But this is a fantastic chip. I'm very happy with this. That's the Siete brand lime avocado oil tortilla chips. Yes, I've abandoned the chat. I'm sorry. Two Real Geeks, welcome in. Thanks for being here, guys. Let's see. Why would coffee? I don't drink coffee, do I? Only during a coffee break.
Great coffee is easy, Mrs. Olson.
Coffee's for closers only.
I set high standards for myself. I set high standards for my coffee.
Picks you up, calms you down. It's the lifeblood that drives the dreams of champions.
Okay, what's the weather like here? My watch says it's 87 degrees here, so I'm sticking with the iced coffee. I made this in weeks past. I've been putting my wife has been making it for me. Chia seeds, maybe a bit of date syrup to sweeten it. This, however, no chia seeds, no date syrup. This is just coffee, ice, and the Chobani extra creamy oat milk as the creamer in here. And I even went sparingly on that. So this is pretty bare bones iced coffee, but it's still wonderful and delicious. But let me lay an obscure coffee fact on you here. I just Googled in before the show obscure coffee fact. And the Google AI, whatever that's called, I don't remember. Is it Claude or is Claude a different thing? Anyway, the first Google result was their AI, whatever their AI came up with. And I'll read it to you. It's very quick. It says coffee was discovered by goats. According to some historians, an Ethiopian herder discovered coffee beans in the 9th century after noticing that his goats became excited by a bean. Goats, I get it. I get excited from coffee beans too. So I don't know if that's true. I don't remember what the Google AI is, but that's your obscure coffee fact. While I drink my iced coffee. Does iced coffee go well with lime-flavored tortilla chips? Good enough. Okay. What do we have? What is next? Where's the... Here we go. Oh. Excellent. Okay, we are ready to play our game. Here we go, Chrono Photo. There it is, Chrono Photo. This is online. We're going to be shown 5 pictures. We have to guess in which year each picture was taken. And I want to say, I know we have some internet sleuths out there, but I'm thinking that's taking away some of the thrill of this game. So I'm asking you, you probably already started Googling this picture. Let's try it without Google this week. Let's rely on our wits, on our guessing, and let's try it using our noggins here. Just see what we did. We got a perfect score last week, did we not? Or was it the week before? Don't remember. I stopped writing it down. But let's try this without Google this time. The closer we get to guessing the correct year of each picture, the more points we get. A perfect guess is worth 1,000 points, so a perfect score would be 5,000 because we're going to be shown 5 pictures. Our first one here appears to have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Now, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were after my time. Never got into them. But I know some of you might be big fans and may know more about them than I do. So, let's see. There we go. Well, the guesses are already rolling in. I haven't even zoomed in yet, but let's go to it. All right. Here we go. Oh, this is how we place our guess, this slider here, and then there's a submit button at the bottom. So let's see. I'm guessing 1990s at some time. I don't know. I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention when they got real big. Was it the 80s or was it the 90s? I don't remember. This kid in the purple shirt, though, he is very starstruck. He just looks. He's in awe. Oh my goodness. One of these turtles is right in front of me. This kid, not as thrilled. I don't know what event this is. It kind of looks like it's well, it's outdoors. Everybody seems to be everybody looks a little sweaty. A little warm. Especially that kid. Yeah. but I don't know. Early 90s? I saw some of your guesses already. I'm going to go there. This kid on Mom's shoulders there, not thrilled. I guess you love him or you hate him, or I guess that's not true at all. I don't love him or hate him. Anyway, that kid's just tired. Let me zoom out. Let me look at the chat. I think our first guess is 1991. We have a 93. Another 91. Kathy Hollister, welcome in. She says 93 only because my son loved those turtles. That's a good little nugget. Thank you. 1990, we have a 91, a 92, early 90s. We have narrowed down the early 90s, 91, 93, 95. We've got another 93. It is Raphael, I understand. That's it for the guesses. All right, so it's 91, 92, 93, 94, or 95. Those were all our guesses, I suppose. And perhaps I should guess right in the middle there. 93. I do see 93 more than any other guess, so I'm going to go 93 here. And we click the button and see what it says. Hey! 1993. I thought it looked 93. I'm kidding. I didn't have a clue. All right, let's go to our next picture. Good luck with this one, gang. Those are the longest pipes I have ever seen. What is going on here? All right, I don't... Well, they're taking a break from whatever's going on. Let's zoom in. What is it? What does he have? It's either a pipe or a musical instrument or... a bong? I don't know what these guys have. I don't know what's going on here. This one's more manageable. I have noticed that none of them are standing after taking hits off of these peyote pipes. I don't know what they're smoking. And drinking. I don't recognize any of these faces. I don't know where this is. It seems as though it's a little chilly outside. I mean, they're all kind of... They all have 3 or 4 layers on. What's going on here? Lunchbox. Flask. Peyote pipe. Or are these golf clubs? And these guys, the early days of golf, they would suck on the handles of their clubs. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on here. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to return to the chat, see what you guys have to say. Let's see here. I think our first guess is from Charlie. He says 1924. We've got a 26. 1918. 1928. Clark Gable mustache on the right. You're right. Influenced by Clark Gable? Or was Clark Gable influenced by this gentleman? I don't know. Or neither. Let's see, 22, 1916. They look like they belong at Cheers. Good point. They do, at least in the intro of Cheers. 1930. Maybe it's a St. Patrick's Day celebration. Maybe. 1910. Are they a college fraternity? They look like college professors, but everybody back then looked older than people of the same age look now. Do you know what I mean? I did a top 15 list a couple weeks ago on that. Dead Poet Society-esque. Yes. Gosh, this one's tough. Those mustaches, though, I'm thinking it's before the 30s. Is it before the Jazz Age? Is this before the 20? Where is this? Are they even influenced by the Jazz Age? I don't know. Is this Ireland? Are they celebrating St. Patrick's Day in Ireland? I don't know. Almost all of them have hats, except this guy. And he doesn't have a pipe either. Not one we can see anyway. They had to carry those really long pipes with them wherever they are. They look like they're not near home, and they carried those with them. Maybe somebody had a quiver, or maybe the guy without the hat is their caddy, and they had a bag full of these long pipes. I'll stop talking. 1922, 1623, 1930, 1910, 1923 says Sherry. Kind of like that. Mark said that too. I'm going to do that. 1923. It's as good as any. Survey says, oh my goodness. Are you guys Googling this? I asked you not to do that. Anyway, we're 2 for 2. Let's go to the third one. Okay, this should be relatively easy. There is a movie poster for Batman Returns. We just have to know when that movie came out. I think this is the sequel to the original Tim Burton Batman, which came out in 1989. I remember that. And I think Batman Returns came out in 1992. I think. I will say I worked at a movie theater when this movie came out. In college, I worked at a movie theater. This movie was one of our big movies. Maybe, 92? That's my guess. But we can look at what else is here. June 19th, anyway. Oh, I see another movie poster there for Clint Eastwood's The Unforgiven. That was in theaters when I worked there. What's next to that? I can't tell. Is that a movie? I don't recognize that. Or am able to read it. Anyway, there's McDonald. Will Rogers Follies. Is that what that is? Is that what that is a poster of? Let's see. Automobiles. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. Dolls, dolls, dolls. Okay, I'll stop. All right, let's go to the chat. I think our first guess is 89. We have a 92, another 92, 91, 99, 92, 92, 92, 92, 92. I'm guessing everybody's in agreement here. Cynthia! Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. Wait, what? Is that a Tootsie poster? No, I don't think so. Tootsie was 10 years prior, was it not? Was Tootsie 82 or 83 perhaps? But in the Tootsie poster did have like a half picture of Dustin Hoffman as Tootsie. You can only see half of his face, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Yeah, we've got 92 here, I think is what we're all settled on. Are we 3 for 3 here? We are. We have 3,000 points. We're 3 for 3. Without the help of Google? Let's hope so. Let's hope we're just that good now. Picture number 4. Is this a promotional photograph for a film? It kind of looks like that. Whatever we're looking at here, it looks like it was color was added to this. Is this a silent movie? I don't recognize the people in there. Who are some silent movie cowboys? Tom Mix, I've heard that name before. Will Rogers of the Will Rogers Follies, but he wasn't silent movie, was he? I don't know. Tex Ritter, was he a silent movie or was he a singer? I'm just throwing out names now. Or perhaps these aren't actors at all. Maybe these are actual ranch hands, actual cowboys. What are they looking at? Let me zoom in. I mean, they're dressed. I mean, the earliest we can guess is the year 1900. And they're dressed like they're from the 1870s. Do you know what I mean? Or earlier. Why would somebody have such a green shirt? Other than they're filming a black and white movie and nobody would ever see the color. And why does the one have a gladiator type armband? I don't know. There are no other clues. There are no... I don't know. I'm guessing this is a promotional picture for a film, but I've guessed that before. We thought I thought a World War II picture was perhaps Steve McQueen a few weeks back. Do you remember that? That was a mistake. So maybe this is a mistake, but I don't know. For cowboys, they do look clean and well shaven. I don't know how often cowboys shave. All right. Let's go to the chat. Just checking on my settings here. And I'm still here, right? Okay. Oh, Mom and Dad, hello. That is Tom Mix on the right. That was just a name. I don't know if I've ever seen Tom Mix. So Noah says 26. We have a 35, a 36, 32, 33. And I don't know if that's a silent movie, but was Tom Mix a singing cowboy? I don't know. Well, I am present. Thank you. Kay Atwood, hello and welcome in. Let's see. 32. Let's go 1932. You know why? Because Sherry said so, and she's got the previous one correct. Here we go. Are we 4 for 4? Yes! Amazing! Are you guys Googling? I asked you not to Google. Anyway, we are 4 for 4. Let's move on to our next one. Okay. Some anglers. I'm going to zoom in. Nice sweater. Are those fishing pants? And why are those fishing pants? Are those waders? Like, what's going on with those pants? Were they fly fishing? Is that what the basket's for? I mean, why would you, if you were fishing from the shore, if you weren't wading in the water, why would you have the basket with fish attached to yourself? They must have been fly fishing. I'm guessing. Do we know these people? Do we recognize them? I do not. What can anybody tell me what, Mar, I thought the same thing. They look like equestrian pants. Oh, what's the purpose of the baggy hip area? They're both wearing pants like that. It seems like you could, if you're just going to wade in the water with boots on, you could wear any type of pant. Do they fill with air? And do they work as some sort of life preserver? I honestly don't know what the pants are for. All right, where are we in the chat here? Let's see. Okay, 1920, 1918. We have a 1920, 23, 22, 28. Paul says the first MC Hammer. Yes. Good one. He did wear pants like that. He was huge into fly fishing. Let's see. 1924. I'm going to go with 1924. I base all pictures on movie or TV. I do the same. Marion Downton Abbey cut her hair short like that in 1924. That is as valid a reason to guess that as any. Is that Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward? Maybe their parents. Let's see, we have 1920. Is that where you store the fish? Like fish pockets? Then what's with the basket? Oh, the basket holds the pants. I don't know. Maybe they rode there on a horse. Great point. If this is an inaccessible area for automobiles, maybe they did ride horses. Good point. I love this crew. I love the thinking. All right. 19. We have a couple of guesses of 1920. And the others are kind of all around. We have 3 guesses from 1920. I'm gonna go with 1920. And then we'll see how close we got to a perfect score, or did we get a perfect score? Submit. Here we go. Survey says. Oh. 28. Who said that? Noah said that. Noah's looking it up on Google. You're very good at this game, Noah. We did earn 453 points, though, and we finished with 4,453 points. That's a pretty darn good score. We did really well. Wow. Great job, everybody. I always have fun playing that game. I hope you do, too. We'll do it again next week. All right, it's time for an intermission. Let's take an intermission. I have a top 15 list about things I've watched this year in 2024. Come back and I'll tell you which ones I like most. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Where's everybody going? To the refreshment center. It's everybody's favorite spot for delicious, tasty food, from a snack to a full meal. Drinks, coffee, hot chocolate, and ice-cold drinks of all flavors, plus all the extras, including gum, ice cream, candy. Make your evening at this drive-in even more enjoyable. The refreshment stand has everything to make your visit here a pleasant one. Why not get something now?
All right. I don't know if you noticed this, but that family, they were at the drive-in during the daytime. Anyway, it was so you could see them, I think, for lighting purposes. I've been watching a lot this summer of streaming things, TV shows, movies, whatever. And I make note of everything I've watched this year. From the beginning of the year, I've made note of it. And I made a list. I did this similar thing last year in July, I think. The top 15 things I've watched so far. And what might be different from this list from last year's is that last year's I just put anything that I watched on the list, and whether I liked it or in what order I liked it. This list today is simply things from this year, from 2024. I've limited it to that. I've watched other things. For example, I just watched a Richard Linklater movie I've never seen a week or two ago called Everybody Wants Some. And that was from many years ago. Or a few years ago. I don't even know. That's not on the list at all because that was from like 10 years ago or whatever. So that didn't make the list. What is on the list are movies and TV shows that came out in 2024 or were first available streaming in 2024. So let's get to it. Number 15, and I'll tell you a little bit of what I thought of each. And I don't like to be negative, so if anything was truly horrible, I didn't include it. All right, where are we? Number 15 is this documentary called Brats. And it's about the Brat Pack of the 1980s and all of the actors that were part of the Brat Pack. This was directed by Andrew McCarthy, who is second to the right between Emilio Estevez and Demi Moore in the picture you see before you. All right, here's what I thought of this. I didn't love this. I thought it was going to be a fond look at the movies and actors of that time. And what it was really about was this complaining session and therapy session of Andrew McCarthy. He being called the Brat Pack, or being labeled as a member of the Brat Pack, really did a number on him. He did not like it. He thought it minimized his and everybody's accomplishments. Everybody's great artists, great actors, and he thought being called a brat was degrading, and he really let it, in my opinion, this is what I took from it, he really let it affect his career and his life, truly. So he went, took a camera and went around to other members of the Brat Pack, or the ones that agreed to be a part of this documentary, and wanted to know what they thought. And some, like Emilio Estevez, also didn't love it and perhaps was affected by it. And then Rob Lowe is also in it, and he's like, it was an honor to be a part of that. You know what I mean? And I would have thought, right there on the poster, right above the title, Brats, everybody wanted to be in the Brat Pack except them. That's true. It's too bad that they couldn't just let that, roll off their shoulders. Is that what did I say that correctly? Anyway, Brat Pack is just a take on the Rat Pack, which they were cool too. Anyway, I wanted it to be more of a fond remembrance of that time and those movies and those actors, but it was more. They were working through some stuff. I didn't. Anyway, let's move on. Number 4. I won't talk about all of these for so long. It's already 7:53, for crying out loud. If you're still with me, thanks for hanging in there, everybody. I will go to the, okay. Yeah, lots of The Breakfast Club in that car. I think that was a still from the movie St. Elmo's Fire. I could be wrong. I've never seen that movie. I haven't seen a lot of the Brat Pack movies. Anyway, next, number 14. This was called Live from Detroit, the concert at Michigan Central. This was on Peacock, and I forget when it was. Hang on. I'll tell you. It was a live event. This was produced by Eminem. Let me get to my list. This was June 6th. I don't know if you can watch this on Peacock anymore. I watched it on Peacock, but I don't know if they have it to watch again. Seems like I tried to look for it and I couldn't find it. Anyway, Michigan Central was a train station that was built in somewhere around 1920, and it closed down in like 1985. And for about 35, 40 years, it was abandoned and just in disrepair. And it was really sad to see such a glorious building look like that. A few years ago, the Ford Motor Company bought the building, and they've spent the last 6-7 years restoring it. And this concert was to celebrate its grand reopening. Ford Motor Company is going to use it as an innovation center. There'll be businesses in there. This train station was designed by the same firm that designed Grand Central Station in New York. And it is, you can look on YouTube of the restoration of this building, and it's amazing. So much money going into it. They had some blueprints. I know I said I wasn't going to talk so much about all of these videos, but I'm talking about the building, I guess. They had some blueprints. They had some pictures. They had to scan some things to recreate because they restored it they tried to restore it to its original glory, and they did an amazing job. Anyway, the concert that was a part of this, a lot of Detroit artists were a part of this. It opened up with Diana Ross, came out of retirement. I think she has a new release or something. I think she's 80 years old, and she performed the first 3 songs of the concert. So it was good to see her. She sounded good. Eminem, of course, was there. Jack White, Big Sean, a number of other, and even some celebrities that aren't from Detroit were there. Melissa Etheridge and others. They're listed there. I can't quite see it. But it was fun to watch that. And in between performances, they would show things about the building. It was really quite cool and enjoyable. That's 14 on my list. Number 13 is the Jerry Seinfeld movie on Netflix called Unfrosted. This is a phony movie about the creation of the Pop-Tart. Jerry Seinfeld, if you're a fan of his, you know that he's big on, he loves breakfast cereals. And he wrote and directed this movie, and there's a ton of people, celebrities in small roles, a lot of cameos. It was fun to watch for that. The movie, it wasn't gut-busting funny. There were some clever things in there. Again, this was not a real account of the creation of the Pop-Tart. They had the Kellogg's Company and the Post Cereal Company in Battle Creek, Michigan, in a race for who can come up with a instant breakfast pastry first, and he kind of equated it with the space race, because and the movie takes place in the early to mid 60s, and so there were some jokes that juxtaposed the space race with the race for the breakfast pastry. So amusing. Wasn't my favorite anyway. It was all right. Here's a movie that was based on real events and has to do with the creation of a food item. This is called Flamin' Hot. It's on Hulu. It's directed by Ava Longoria, the actress. And this is the story of the janitor at Frito-Lay that came up with the Flamin' Hot spice used on so many Frito-Lay products. Potato chips, Cheetos, you name it. There's a flaming hot version of everything Frito-Lay now. Mexican-American gentleman, janitor at Frito-Lay, and he took it upon himself to come up with a new spicy version. He thought that so many of his Mexican-American friends and family would love. Turns out everybody loves flaming hot stuff. So this was an amusing look at the creation of that. So unlike Unfrosted, this is more rooted in real events, as far as I know. And I'm looking at the bottom of this picture, and it's on Disney Plus as well. I saw it on Hulu. Anyway, Flamin' Hot. It was all right. It was good. We are at, that was number 12. This is number 11. Noah, did you see it? Flamin' Hot? Very cool. Hulu is now on Disney Plus? I thought they were two separate things. I thought there was a package. Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. I don't know. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. Good to know. Where are we? Number 11. Another, this is a documentary, going back to documentaries. One I didn't think I'd like, because I'm not a huge fan of the subject, but I ended up liking a lot. The Greatest Night in Pop was on Netflix, still is on Netflix, I think. It's about the night they created We Are the World. And there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, a lot of footage I've never seen before. The story of the creation of the song and of the night that they got all of these huge American celebrities together to record this song. This was the American what am I saying? What's the UK version? It came out first. It's the Christmas one. Do They Know It's Christmas? That was released first. It's a better song, by the way, in my opinion. But this was, American artists wanted to do something, and Bob Geldof was there, and you see him. He was the one that spearheaded the Do They Know It's Christmas? It's just very interesting. A song I've heard for 40 years, and I've seen the video a bunch. Of course, not in a long time, but they used to play it all the time. And this is all about that, and it was really quite interesting. So I recommend that one. Number 10 on my list. I just saw this the other day. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. This is the 4th Beverly Hills Cop movie. I had no idea there were 3 prior to this. I knew there were 2. The original, which is great. The second one, which was okay. And then there was a Beverly Hills Cop 3 that I forgot all about. I've never seen it, as far as I know. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F is the 4th in the installment. It takes place in contemporary times. Now, the movie, they did a good job of making it look like it fits in with those other movies. They made it, the cinematography looks like it reminded me of an 80s movie. The music they used The Heat Is On by Glenn Frey. They used the Shakedown by Bob Seger is in there. The Neutron Dance by the Pointer Sisters is used in this movie as well. So there's a lot of throwback nostalgia that they used in this movie. A lot of the same actors, or at least there were 4 from Paul Reiser's in this one. Of course, Judge Reinhold, the guy that played the more cranky guy, he's in there. But yeah, Axel Foley goes from Detroit to Beverly Hills again, and is fighting crime again. There was, I did notice that there were 3 different chase scenes in which Axel Foley hops in what seems to be a slower vehicle than if he just ran. Like he hopped in a golf cart. I don't really think I'm spoiling anything here. He hopped in a golf cart. He hopped in a utility cart of some sort that seemingly drives slow. He hopped in a meter maid's automobile. Those things aren't fast, I don't think. But there were 3 chases where he commandeers a much slower vehicle, so it was weird to me. But there were some inside meta jokes where they referenced the other movies. So in that respect, it was interesting. But I just realized I don't have any TV series on this list until right now. So number 9, let's go to number 9. Season 3 of Ghosts. This airs on CBS, but you can stream it on Paramount Plus, which is what I did. Now, this is a sitcom. It is a single camera. This is in front of a studio audience. There is no laugh track, but it is a broadcast station sitcom. I don't watch many of those anymore, but this is one I do watch. And season 3 came out, and we just watched this, and we watched the season in its entirety. And it's amusing. It's not bad. You know, these episodes go 22 minutes and you're out. So it's fun to watch that. This is a show based on a UK version of the same premise, Ghosts. This couple, if you're not familiar, the couple in the center of this picture own a bed and breakfast, and these ghosts live in the bed and breakfast. And for some reason, the female lead can see the ghosts. Like, she had an accident, and now she can see the ghosts. And it's a sitcom, and there's some good jokes in there. But again, it's they're bound by the limits of broadcast television, so there's no real swearing in it, like in some of these other things I have on my list. But it's pretty good. Speaking of swearing, next on my list, number 8, season, what is it? 4 of The Boys. This is on Amazon Prime Video. It's in progress. The season isn't over, but I enjoy watching this. By the way, not for the faint of heart. There is a lot of graphic violence in this one. A lot of adult stuff in this. What I like most about it is it's a satire on our current political atmosphere, and it's cleverly done. It's about a group of superheroes that aren't very nice. They aren't morally obligated to do good, like Superman, for example, who always does the right thing. These guys do not. But it's enjoyable. It's funny. But again, very dark and violent, and there's sexual situations and a lot of swearing. Not for everybody, but it made number 8 on my list. And the season's not over. It comes out every Thursday. Amazon Prime Video. Another group of boys is number 7 on my list. This is a documentary about the Beach Boys. This is on Disney Plus. Now, I love the Beach Boys. And I've seen other documentaries and other movies about the Beach Boys. And this one was pretty good. It doesn't go into the darker episodes of the history of the Beach Boys, like it doesn't really touch on or dwell on if there was any abuse from the father, the patriarch of the Wilson family. It doesn't touch on Brian Wilson's descent into mental illness or drug use. It doesn't really talk about that at all. Instead, what it talks about is the music and how they started out super high. It does not shy away from the rivalry, and it calls it a rivalry between the Beach Boys and the Beatles, and how they helped up each other's game just by releasing great, like the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds was helped influence the Beatles in their creation of Sgt. Pepper's, I believe, was their next album. So to see the creation of Pet Sounds was really cool. Again, I love the Beach Boys. I love their music. It touches on how they fell out of favor with the public, in no small part to their record label. Wouldn't let them really expand. Wouldn't promote their music when Brian Wilson tried to go beyond the surfing music. The Beatles were able to expand and broaden their horizons with lots of press and public. They had no shortage of promotion. The Beach Boys did, and it went into an era of Beach Boys music I didn't even know existed. So many albums that they made during the late 60s, early 70s, I'd never even heard of. And members of the Beach Boys I was not familiar with, but it was very interesting. Anyway, so I recommend that one highly. Another series is number 6 on my list. This is Welcome to Wrexham. This is This is about a real soccer team that Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They bought a soccer team in Wales, and they were in the lowest of the low soccer leagues, and this is their story. This was the season 3, and I won't spoil anything, but this is very good. It's a real story about a real city in Wales, Wrexham, and how their purchase of the soccer team, the local soccer team, affected the community and the team itself. It's very good. Sticking with sports, number 5 on my list. This is not a documentary. This is Shoresy. I think I mentioned this last year on another list I've done, but season 3 of Shoresy came out, and I think maybe it's only the first half of the season. There might be it seemed quick. Anyway, it's about a Canadian hockey team. It's very funny. Again, very adult. But the guy on the left in this picture here, he's from the series Letterkenny, and this is Shoresy is a character from that show, and it's a spinoff, and it's about a senior hockey league team in Sudbury, Ontario, I believe, the Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs, and their quest for greatness. So it's very funny. It's a cross between Slapshot and Ted Lasso, kind of, but not really at all. Anyway, it's very funny. I recommend that. Number 4 on my list is back to Amazon Prime. This is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This came out early in the year. There is a movie that this series is based on called Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and it starred Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, who played married assassins. And this builds on that universe. So this is Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the series. So this is season 1 is out. That's Donald Glover and Maya Erskine play Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And you get to see them get to know each other. And it's building on that premise where they're assassins. They know they're assassins. They work as a team, but they really don't and aren't supposed to know much about each other. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is not their real names, of course. They're they did get married, I believe. So they are a Mr. and Mrs., but Smith is not their name. Anyway, it was enjoyable, but not as enjoyable as what's number 3 on my list. Resident Alien Season 3, the Alan Tudyk series, which I think first airs on the Sci-Fi Network, but I saw it on Peacock. Season 3 came out. We watched it all. It's very funny. He is amazing in it. He plays an alien that assumes the likeness of a human, and it's very funny. He is very good in this show. And I don't want to say much about it. It takes place in small town Colorado, I think. And you see some of the other cast in there. And you can see his hand is an alien hand because he's really an alien. And that's not a secret or a spoiler at all. But that's Resident Alien Season 3. I saw it on Peacock. Oh, they're moving it from the Sci-Fi Network. Season 4, I hear, will be on the USA Network, which I think has a bigger audience. But I'm still probably going to watch it on Peacock. Number 2 on my list is an Apple. Have I had an Apple TV Plus series on this list yet? I don't think I have. But this is it. Number 2 on my list is Franklin, starring Michael Douglas. This is a series. I watched the whole first season. He is Ben Franklin. The actor to his left, our right, is his grandson. And this series chronicles Ben Franklin's trip. I say trip. He was there for like 10 years. He went to France to garner the support of the French government and military for the purposes of fighting the British during the American Revolution. And this is the story of how he did that. And it's funny at times. It's suspenseful at times. It's Michael Douglas does a surprisingly good job at Ben Franklin. I didn't think I would like him as Ben Franklin. Turns out I did. The actress in this picture that you see is a French woman that he meets there, of high society. I had seen the John Adams show many years ago featuring Paul Giamatti as John Adams, and they touch on, because they show John Adams going over to France as well, and in that you see a bit of Ben Franklin over there. The way that Ben Franklin not really played the French government or people, but he was a celebrity. They knew of his discovery of electricity. He invented a lot of things. He was a big celebrity in France, and he did not shy away from his celebrity. That was very good. But what was number one on my list? What was the best thing I watched so far in 2024? It was actually a movie that came out in 2023, but it wasn't available to stream until 2024. Speaking of Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers. This was a movie that was up for Academy Awards. It actually won one or two of them. Divine Joy Randolph, who's in this, won Best Supporting Actress, and you see her there on the very right in this sketch. This was a funny movie. It was really well done. It takes place at a boarding school in the 1970s, I believe somewhere in New York, during the winter break, where most of the staff and students go home to spend the holidays with their parents. The Holdovers refers to those students that have nowhere to go. So there's a handful of kids that have to stay on campus during the break, and a staff member has to stay with them, and that's Paul Giamatti. And Divine Joy Randolph plays somebody that works in the kitchen at the school as well, so she's there as well too. It was touching at times. It was funny at times. Also, what they've done, Alexander Payne wrote and directed this movie. And because it takes place in the 70s, he shot it like a movie from the 70s. So there are long zoom-in shots, things that you don't see in movies anymore. He really stuck to the way they made movies in the 70s, and he made this movie look like that. Even the poster here looks like a movie from the 70s. So really well done. It was the best thing that we've watched. Franklin, Mark, I see your Franklin was on Apple TV Plus. And what's great about these services, these streaming services, and there's so many of them, but you can sign up for 1 month, watch what you want, and then cancel without, there's no, so for $6.99, you can get a whole month of this, of a streaming service, and then cancel it. So it's, you're not obligated to keep paying month after month after month. And that's what we did, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 different streaming services on here. And we find out if there's something on there we want to watch, and then we get it and we watch those things as quickly as we can. No, but Francisco, welcome in. Rachel, hello. I'm just seeing you now in the chat. Thanks for watching my show and hanging out with us. The Holdovers was the best movie, and Franklin was my favorite TV show so far this year. And at the end of the year, I'll do another list of things I've watched from now until then, or the whole year or something. I don't know. Why am I talking about it now? Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. If you're still with me, thank you for sticking around, and hope you had fun watching the show. I'll be back next week. I will see you around the other chats and say hi to you there. I'll be back next week with another show of my own. Until then, it's time to say goodnight. Bye, everybody. See you around.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.